Happy Friday! How are you all doing? Today I'm going to talk about relationship-centered parenting, what that is, and how that looks like in my life. So for those of you who are watching for the very first time, hi, I'm Denise. I am a parenting coach based in Madrid, and so far, I guess like it's been 6 weeks now. We've been on lockdown, schools are closed, and so I've been going live every day just to share my experience and also some parenting tips to help all the other parents that are going through the same thing. So again, today we're going to talk about relationship-centered parenting. Now, I have a question for everyone who's watching. What is your... Okay, maybe it's a bit of a loaded question, so I'm going to change it. Okay, how would... Okay, I got it. I got the question. Normally I have them prepared, but today I was like thinking I could do it on the fly. So again, for all you parents out there, my question for you is, in one word, how would you like to describe the relationship that you have with your child 20 years from now? Okay. In my case, like if I just say what is the first thing that comes to mind, the answer would be close. That's how I would like to describe the relationship I'll have with my daughter 20 years from now. Okay, so for those of you who are listening, what is your one word? Okay, and try not to overthink it. Just write like the first thing that pops in your head. How would you like to describe your relationship with your child in 20 years? So today, relationship-centered parenting. So this whole idea of relationship-centered parenting comes from the work of Joan Grusek. I hope I'm saying her name right. And she studied how when parents are setting goals, they have different focuses. She goes into this more in an interview with my parenting consultant, Jen, which I will share in the video description if you want to learn more about this. So basically the idea is that when it comes to parenting, we have three focuses, right? The first one is parent-centered. The second one is child-centered. And the third one is relationship-centered. So I'm guessing just from the titles, you can kind of imagine what each one means, right? So when we talk parent-centered, in that moment, the actions are in line with whatever the parent needs, right? And normally this involves a type of assertion of power on the parent's end. Meanwhile, when we talk about child-centered parenting, then the parent is really taking the time to think about the child, think about the experiences of the child, and what it is that the child would need. And the last one is relationship-centered parenting, wherein you are able to think about your child and their experience and their needs, while at the same time respecting your own needs and feelings, right? And then in this way, you are able to do a compromise. So how would this look like in real life? There's no one, like you can't say, oh, I am always a relationship-centered parent or whatever. Maybe you have a preference, but this is very fluid. So in the case of tantrums, for example, if your child is having a meltdown, maybe depending on where the meltdown is happening, you are able to act in a certain way. So if you are right in the middle of the supermarket, or in my case, I very strongly remember a meltdown that my child was having in the bus. And it was like, there was nothing I could do. I couldn't leave the bus. And it was like a full bus. But yeah, so the idea is that normally what happens is that if your child's having a meltdown, and other people are watching you, maybe you would feel more pressured to act in a parent-centered way, which would be, you know, if it's in the supermarket, which would be maybe to just like pick up your child and take them out of the supermarket. While if your child's having a meltdown at home, then you'll be able to really instead focus on the child and think, okay, what is going on with the child? What can I do to support my child right now? And then relationship centered in this case might be very similar to the child centered, where you're able to also just be there and support your child. Although I think the way that relationship centered parenting would change in this case is that if you notice that you yourself are feeling triggered, then you would actually allow yourself to step out and like address and regulate your own emotions, and then going back into supporting your child. So that's kind of like how these types of centers flow in parenting. And so aside from the fact that they can be parent-centered or child-centered or relationship-centered, there's also when you're thinking on short-term or in long term, right? So let's give the example of a parent who wants their child to tidy up. So if you're acting parent-centered short term and you just want your child to tidy up now, then maybe you would threaten your child to tidy up, or maybe you would give them a punishment if they don't tidy up, right? And mostly it has to do a lot with you like asserting your power over the child. And when you think of it in the long term, well, what does the parent want? The parent wants a child who is obedient, right? And meanwhile, if you're looking at the situation from a more child-centered perspective, if you want, for example, you want your child to tidy up, but then you're able to see that, okay, my child isn't ready to tidy up, right? They're like right in the middle of building something. So you're able then to kind of just like wait until the child is ready. And so that would be like the short term. And then the long term would be that you want to teach your children things for the good of your child, right? For your child's benefit. Not necessarily because you want an obedient child, but because you want a child or a person who is able to take care of their things. Meanwhile, if you're looking at it from a relationship-centered goal, your priority is the relationship, right? Your priority is having this positive relationship where you are able to reach a solution that is fair for everyone. So it's not just like you waiting around for your child to be ready to pick up or even tidying it up yourself, but it's finding a way where your need for your child to tidy up now and maybe your child's need to continue playing, you're able to meet that need. In the short term, that would probably look like you having a problem-solving conversation with them, right? While in the long term, you are teaching your child that it is important to take care of things, right? But in such a way that it also doesn't disconnect the relationship, right? It keeps everyone's needs in order, I guess would be the word. So basically in my life, as much as possible, although, you know, I'm human, I make mistakes, or I'm just not able to do this all the time. But as much as possible, I really focus on the relationship, right? I think about what would be, how can I approach this situation that would benefit both me and my child? So a lot of times I try not to assert too much power over her, but at the same time, reminding myself also that I am the parent, so I am the leader of this family. So to not also expect her to just basically control us, right? The whole idea of this is not to be permissive parents either. So it's just about finding the line where you are able to respect each other and put the relationship before anything else. In my life, that actually looks like problem-solving conversations. We actually just had one a few weeks ago. I've mentioned it when we were having this problem with feeding because she was just like asking for food nonstop, and it was really getting on our nerves because we had just eaten like an hour ago and she'd want food, and we were, you know, we're working, we're trying to do things, and we can't always just get her food whenever she asks. So we were really able to have a problem solving conversation about it. And so ever since then, she has stopped saying that she's hungry every 30 minutes, right? So if you're wondering what exactly is this problem solving conversation I'm talking about and how does that work, I'm actually running a workshop on Sunday, the 26th of April. So not this Sunday, but the next one. Okay, and so in this workshop, it's just 2 hours, and so you will learn why your kids aren't listening to you, what you can do instead, what exactly are the steps to this problem-solving conversation, and then you will have the chance to practice it yourself and also share your experience with other parents. So it's going to be a really fun workshop. I highly recommend that you sign up. If you want to learn more about it, you can visit denisesuarez.com/problem-solve. Okay, again, that's denisesuarez.com/problem-solve. All the details are there. It's on a Sunday, so you should be able to go and spend take some time for yourself while also taking care of your family. You know, in the sense that like you're doing this for them also, and your partner can take care of the kids, so you're really able to focus on the workshop. And all the parents who have actually applied these steps were really amazed by its simplicity and effectiveness. So this is a tool that you will use for the rest of your children's lives, okay? It's something that you can use regardless of their age or their problem, and it's really just a way to show them how much you value them, you value their input, and you value your relationship with them. So I hope you sign up. I hope you have a very nice weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. I'll be talking more about tantrums and meltdowns and big emotions. So I'll see you then. Bye.